Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm Vincent from Budget Innovation. I'm going to introduce today software which I wrote on a spreadsheet using VBA to help me to plan projects and to also price projects or price jobs for other people as a sort of quick quoting method. So I wrote this VBA behind an Excel spreadsheet to get rid of a few problems that would cause delay with standard spreadsheets. Excuse me. Hope you've had a good Christmas, by the way. It was all right, wasn't it? So one of the problems would be a little bit of formatting. You don't want to keep formatting and changing the cell color and things like that. So headings and tasks are formatted pretty quickly and consistently. The next thing would be totaling time taken, for instance. Sometimes you enter times in minutes, and sometimes you enter times in hours and fractions of hours. Excuse me, I've got a cough today. And it's not COVID because I've been tested a few times. And then the totaling, like you may charge a particular rate for one part of a job and another rate for another part of a job. Perhaps somebody else is doing that part. So being able to cater for those differences as well in pricing and having it total. Now you can total in Excel spreadsheets and Google spreadsheets without knowing any code. But the problem is that the formula can get messed up quite easily, and unless you double check, you can make mistakes. So what I've done is I've written VBA to detect certain columns and to detect certain keywords, and then to allow you to, it doesn't matter how big or small, how many rows you have, or if you add columns, it always knows how to compute the results for you. The other thing it does is it allows you to list the materials that you need and price that as well, and the equipment as well. So in essence, what you do is you quote for a job or plan a job. You know its costs, you know what you need to get, equipment and materials wise. You know how long it's going to take you. I started to make it so it's scheduled in dates as well, but it's an ongoing project, as with a lot of things with ADD. So it does all that, and I find it very useful. It saves me time. It gets the ideas out of my head. I can plan it, and then a few weeks or months or whenever I come back to it. So a customer says, "Yeah, I want you to do that job." I've actually got the plan ready, so I'll just go back to it and I then do screen grabs and things, and I put it on Google Keep, and then I've got the job plan with me. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'm not so sure that it's fit for other people as yet, but if anybody wants a copy, they can certainly ask me, and then at some stage when I think it's ready, if there's enough interest, I may sort of put some effort in and tidy up any bugs that I come across gradually at the moment, but I may make a concerted effort to find those bugs and then release a copy to people. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed.
So here we have a blank spreadsheet with a title and a subtitle, 3 titles in fact, a number of tasks, any number, a standard labour rate. We can slide down and have a look at the columns that are totaled in minutes first of all, in hours, and a total labour price. So there can be materials, a number of materials there, including a travel charge, because I have to put that somewhere, and there's a total function and a quote price, which is the labour price and the total materials, but an actual quoted price can be different. There's an equipment section which lists equipment and their cost if there's any. They don't get included in the quote, you'd have to add them to materials. You'd enter a task, you could enter a specific rate of labour for that task. Otherwise it'll use the standard rate, which is 35 there, otherwise it uses 40. You can enter it in hours or minutes. Let's quickly populate a blank sheet to make a quoting app to hang TVs on walls. Okay, so here's the completed quote or project management sheet for mounting a TV bracket. You see it there. So we've got a main title. For each of there's the three types of, well, four types of wall. But the first two, really, the solid wall and the solid wall with dab plasterboard, only differ in terms of the length of screws. So I'll bundle them together here as either solid or dabbed plasterboard. For all kinds of fixes, we're going to determine the nature of the wall using those tasks. So that charge applies to all the different quotes. We've done a €40 per hour charge, general charge for all of them, apart from travelling, where we'll do something different. And then for this particular scenario, the dab plaster or solid masonry, we do those things. Ignore spellings, please. It's 150 minutes, which is 2.5 hours, which comes to €100, plus the cost of materials here, which is 38, 138. We're going to charge something else. I'll probably change that. That was from last time. If we come down to the second one, once again, we're going to do that for everyone. Do these things to determine the nature of the wall. This one is a studded wall that cannot support brackets. So it has this extra thing here, which is removing plasterboard, putting in stronger or more timber work in to support the bracket, roughly 1.5 hours, which adds to the cost. So it turns out it'll be 105 minutes, 3.25 hours, €130, plus the materials, 168. And then if we go down to the last one, that's standard, as we said. This one is a wall studded, but its studs are suitable for supporting the TV properly. 110 minutes, 1.83 hours, 75.33, plus your cost of your materials, 3,811, and we quote whatever we think is fit. Now the only thing missing here is something for travelling. Now, so for travelling, we've got an extra row here, which we can use for this. So let's start with the travel charge for time. So let's just imagine this customer, the travelling time is, we're going to charge €20 for each hour. It's 25 minutes each way, which is 50 minutes, which is, that's interesting. What in that? There you go. 0.83 of an hour, which is 16.50. So all we do is copy that. Remember that we're going to put it in the right place, which is here. So this is the hourly travel charge for time spent traveling. We can then just copy that 1660 there, update it, and then we'll change this now. We'll clear that so we don't get confused. And now we'll do the other traveling charge, which is kilometers traveled at 0.6 a kilometer, 0.6 euro. So here we put labor rate 0.6, sorry, 6, and in the hours we would, let's say it's 50k round journey. That's 30. So we copy that and we pop that in there, and then we put the 30 there, and then we get rid of these. Clear, and just remember to update the minutes in particular, because the others update. Yeah. So then we'll take those and we'll add those on each one. So there and there. And then what we'll just quickly do is just make sure that things have totaled. I think they have. So it basically means somebody phones us and says, look, I want a TV hanging on the wall. If you know the kind of wall and they know what they're talking about, you can tell them the price. If they don't, you can say, well, you're 25 minutes each way, so I'm going to have to charge a call out charge, which is going to be 16. It's going to be about €46 plus any materials like TV brackets and so on. I would estimate if it's a standard, a good wall, nice and solid, it'll be somewhere around 154. If it is a studded wall that's good, it'll be about 160. And if it's a studded wall that needs extra work on it to make it support your bracket better, which means a little bit of plastering, it'll be 170. And they're just estimates. And there you go. You've got a quote. You can put what you quoted in there. You could reference this. You could change this title to the name of the person if you want. And then you could just copy it for somebody else and change the details. So that's me finished. Thank you for watching. I hope that's useful to you. Subscribe if you will. You'll see details now. Thank you.